My name's Stan Petrowski. I live in the Tiller District of Umpqua National Forest with my wife of 32 years. We're ranchers. We have a natural fiber cottage industry based on mohair from Angora goats. We handcraft them. And in 2004, we had a unique event take place on our homestead. November of that year, a coho salmon, a single hen, showed up in Johal Creek, which traverses our land, our stewardship. And she was spawning, building a redd. I had no idea it was going on. My neighbor had seen it, called the Forest Service. Next thing you know, they were calling me, and we had a fish biologist show up. I was incredulous of even letting them on the land, but the event was very profound, influenced us very heavily, so we made concessions to allow them to come on and video this thing. We got to talking. He described the stream conditions that coho salmon like to spawn in. I'm very acquainted with the riparian zone, and I said, we've got about a half a dozen places like that on the stream. The next thing that transpired was a breeding pair at every one of those spots. It was life-changing, had a very profound effect on us. We engaged him, or he engaged us. We wound up doing a very extensive stream restoration project. The ambiance, the entire atmosphere of our whole homestead is changed as a result of this, to the good. We've got coho salmon returning now every year, spawning. It's very exhilarating to see it and to have it happen on our watch. It's connected me not only with the historicity of those salmon coming back, but also it's given me a connection with the community that I didn't have on a very large scale. I became a Watershed council member, board of directors, and now I'm able to actively participate in these types of projects taking place on my neighbors' stewardships. So it's very exciting. It's also given me a sense of connectivity with not only what's going on in our land and what the ancient processes that have built up the land to start with that I'm taking advantage of now with my livestock and my garden, but also the boats out on the coast, the fisheries. There's a connection here between this little triangular plot of ground on a map and what's going on in that ocean. And I'm very sympathetic to fisheries industry. I think fishing is important, but it's mainly about sustainability and making sure those smolts get out to the ocean, and make sure once they get out there they have a chance to come back. And at the same time, the extra, we get to partake of it. So I would very much encourage any landowner that has trepidations about getting involved with agencies, federal, state, the various farm agencies and such, to step back and try to relate to the person that's talking to you as though they were a person and not an agency. It makes all the difference in the world, and it will help you bridge the culture gap between their culture as an agency and yours as someone who's living on the land and with neighbors that have a common ground to stand on. So what I would say is go do it. It'll change your life for the good, and it will improve circumstances for everyone down the watershed.